What's up, world? It's your boss, International Zoe. I'm here in Medellin, Colombia, with Alex.
Hi.
She was my tour guide today.
Yes.
We went to the what's called Explorer Park
In the Botanic Garden.
in the Botanical Gardens. She's Venezuelan,
Yes.
and she's been here in Colombia since the age of 18. And she has a pretty unique story, being Venezuelan and coming here to Colombia to live or survive, however you want to put it. So I just wanted to sit down and have a little conversation and let her give us some history on reasons for coming here from Venezuela, you know, and the state of Venezuela, maybe when you left, because I'm sure you have information of where it is now, but you probably have more information than when you left.
Yeah, well, I stay in touch with some friends and they communicate with me in how the things are right now, so I can tell you a little bit about the recent things going on there.
Okay, so let's start from the beginning. Where were you born in Venezuela? And quickly, until the reasons for leaving at that time, what year was that?
So I was 17, that was in 2016. I'm from Caracas, the capital, and the reason I came to Colombia was that I kind of thought that things were starting to go really bad in the streets. We couldn't get any food or any, basic things you need, like toilet paper, things like that. So I decided to come and just get a better life here, to send those things back home, or the money to buy them.
So why were things going back? What was happening? Was it that all political?
Yeah,
Okay.
mostly. When Hugo Chavez died, I saw that things were starting to aggravate, and things were disappearing, and things were getting, the price of the stock were getting higher and higher, and the security on the streets was lame, like super lame, because people, for their needs, were killing and robbing other people, like even more than what they usually were doing.
So would you say a majority of people that got out of Venezuela, it was a life or death situation maybe? Because they feared for their life more than anything else?
Yeah, and also because they wasn't getting like enough food for the whole family, and no money either.
So tell me about you deciding to leave. Was Colombia your first thought of where to go because maybe convenience to get there? And how did you cross the border?
Well, I crossed the border on the La Trocha, that's called La Guajira, on the side of Maracaibo, and I crossed it by walking in the nighttime, which was really dangerous because there's a lot of gangs in that area, like with the guerrilla and the Indians living there. So it was a dangerous experience for me. And I chose Colombia because my mom was living here in Cartagena, so she said maybe I could get more chances because of my English over there with the tourists.
And how did you learn English?
My dad taught me.
Your dad
with
taught you.
music.
With music? Your father was a musician?
No, he just liked Queen, AC/DC.
Oh, he liked American pop culture, the music, and from playing it all the time, you learned from there.
Exactly.
That's amazing that you learned it from listening to music. Some people say TV, some people go to school.
I use that too, VH1.
Right.
I use all of that.
I think that's why a lot of people around the world speak English too, because American pop culture is so global.
Yeah, it is. I mean, MTV was a popular thing over there, and in here it still is.
Right.
But it was better than old MTV.
They don't even play videos anymore.
Yeah.
Okay, so your first stop here, so I want to say, how many miles was the walk, and were you alone? Or were there other people also crossing the border?
there were also another people with me, but they weren't like friends of mine or anything. I was alone. But in the way, we all thought, I mean, if you go alone, it's more dangerous. So let's get together. But some of the group got robbed. A girl was kidnapped in LA because she was pretty, just because of that. And yeah.
So they're opportunists waiting to benefit off the people who are fearing for their survival, crossing the border to come to Colombia. Now, is there anywhere else people go that they can cross the border?
Yeah, they cross it on Táchira, San Cristóbal. That's on the side of Cúcuta, Norte de Santander. Yeah.
And is there any other connecting countries where people go, maybe cross the borders into another country?
Yeah, I think on the Amazon by Brazil.
Okay.
And I don't know, I think only these two, the ones I know.
Okay. So, do you think they choose Colombia because it's, once you get, it's safer and closer?
It's just closer and easier to go. And you can go to another countries to there. I mean, if you go to Cúcuta, you can go to Peru or Chile. Yeah.
Okay, so you make it across the border. Do you get stopped by agents or anything, or what do you do once you get across the border?
Well, we usually take like this type of mule, right? That takes us to the terminal, the bus terminal. And in there, I didn't, nobody asked me for papers or anything. They did on the border, but that's why I went illegal on the earth way.
Oh, yeah.
Because I didn't have a passport to seal at the moment, so that's what illegal was doing. Like that was the dangerous part for the illegal ones.
Right.
You also have to pay because.
Like under the table?
Yeah, but just because it wasn't necessary, but they want money.
Yeah, to let you through. They'll let you through, but you gotta pay.
Yeah.
Well, if you don't have the proper paperwork. Okay. So you get to Cartagena. So when you say a mule, do you mean like a van or something that takes you?
It was a van.
Okay. I just want to clarify.
Yeah.
That
Right, not a mule.
Right, exactly. So you get to the bus terminal from the mule.
Yeah.
And once you get to the bus terminal,
My mom sent me money to grab a bus. She paid it in Cartagena. She paid for it, and I just gave them my ID, the one I had at the moment. And in the whole way, I didn't feel like threatening or with fear. I was more scared of my side, to be honest.
right, you felt better, like you were moving towards safety.
Yeah.
Okay. So you get to Cartagena, and what happens? How does your life change, and does it get much better or a little better? Tell me about it.
Well, I'm thankful for the English that I have because it makes me, work and get a little bit more than my other friends that are from Venezuela. Life is hard over there. Like you do what you can. You sell water. You sell candy. You get on the buses and sell anything you got available to sell. Because we come here and we don't have, a house or anything, so we have to pay rent. We need money to eat as well. So for someone that doesn't have the support, it's really hard. Because there's people coming even with their children without having nothing. So.
Yes, I definitely saw people on the street with children selling candy in Cartagena. So also I heard, I don't know if it's true, that they don't pay the Venezuelans, even when they get a job, the same rate that they pay Colombians because they don't have the paperwork?
Yeah, in some places it's like you're illegal, so we have to pay you less because migration can come and stuff, but that's just an excuse. I mean, they take advantage because they know what important it is for us to obtain money.
So why did you leave Cartagena and come to Medellin? Because Cartagena is a tourist town,
Yeah.
probably more than Medellin,
Yeah.
especially back then.
Because for me, I mean, with no offense of Cartagena, because I have good friends there and everything, and for me it's a bit overrated. Like, it's a good place to get in the beach and stuff.
It's just a beach town.
Yeah, I mean, the touristic area is the old town, the world city. But I thought maybe a change of environment would be better. And in Medellin, you can see, like right now we're in just a local place.
Local mall.
Exactly, and that's out of El Poblado. That is like the touristic zone. In Medellin, you can do, I think, more and get more cultural experience about what it is.
It's a city. It's a metropolis city.
Exactly.
It's definitely on the cutting edge of. Here you can find the small mom and pop businesses, and you can find the big franchises here as well.
Exactly.
You can find the skyscrapers here, along with the houses. It's definitely a nice mix of big city life, right?
I think it's the most culturized place in Latin America, to be honest. I mean, you can walk around here free without having to be scared. Like, it has a past, because Medellin has a past, a really violent one. But right now everything has changed, and yeah, I think I like it better.
You like it better here.
Yeah.
So, what do you do here? Well, tell me before you get that. Tell me some good things that happened when you made it over here, and bad things that happened here in Colombia. And that would include maybe Cartagena and Medellin.
Yeah. Okay. So, some of the good things were that my English, like I said, it did help me a lot, and I got, for example, 3 jobs, one in a jewelry store, a chocolate museum, and in a club. And then I decided to go on my own because people from my personality and the aid that I was giving them and the English were tipping me more and stuff, so I went well on that part. And the bad thing, I think it was the people in the nighttime I had to work with, because a lot of tourists were bad treating me, saying things at me like I was a homeless dog, that I needed them.
Tourists would say that?
Yeah.
In Cartagena?
Yeah. Some guys from Texas said that.
Wow.
Yeah, I can't forget about that because it was really humiliating for me. I was only trying to help them and stuff.
You offered him to give him a tour,
Yeah.
and then he was disrespectful because of your price?
He said no, not even because of that. They said that what would happen to them if they go with me, and I said, well, I can offer you just a tour, right? And sometimes in Cartagena they charge you more of what they should for little things.
Okay.
So I take care of just seeing that the price is right. They were like, well, you have to be really careful with us because we're American citizens and you're just a Latin homeless dog. And I was like, thank you.
I don't know how somebody could be that cruel and say that.
Yeah. And I mean, I didn't.
What, they
pay
were from
attention.
Texas?
Yeah.
Well, was they black, white? White people, huh?
Like really white. Super white. I mean, but I don't judge them all because I've had really good friends and I do have good friends from America and other places. But yeah, it was really humiliating sometimes because I'm independent, like I have to charge and sometimes people don't want to pay me and sometimes they disrespect me, try to touch me or something, try to make me do drugs, something like that.
Really? Try to make you do drugs?
It was hard. It was hard to work on my own because I was too young and
yeah, so you lose the security of a business structure, maybe a uniform or something if you work for a company.
Yeah,
and when you work alone, people feel like they don't have to respect you.
Exactly.
Because they feel like you're hustling, maybe?
Exactly. That's what they said. Oh, you're a hustler. And I'm like, I don't know if that's a good thing, but I just do things on my own. And
right, you're independent.
yeah, with all the respect of the world. Like, I'm not trying to just scam you or anything. I'm offering you something I can translate for you, take care of you. But yeah, that made them feel like superior somehow. And it was like the total opposite thing. Like, I'm taking care of people, don't kill you here or something.
Right, you go to the right areas.
Exactly. With the
you-
girls also.
Yeah, because they get drugged sometimes by girls.
Yeah,
Scopolamine,
and
is that what it is?
exactly.
And there's more, you said there's more Venezuelans in Cartagena than in Medellin.
Yeah.
And why is that possible?
I think it's because they come like the way I did, from Maracaibo to La Guajira, and that's just a straight place, and they see it has more offers when it comes about job because of the tourists and stuff. But not all of them speak English, but they still make good money out of selling water, selling things on the street.
Yeah, I said, I was joking to you, I was like, it's a Venezuelan takeover.
Yeah, it is.
But I heard through someone that a ways back when Colombia was doing really bad, Venezuela opened arms to Colombians to come over there.
Venezuela opened arms to anyone. Like I remember going to a place where they sell, meat and chicken and all this stuff.
Right.
And that was taken care by the Portuguese. The bakeries were all Portuguese. The Spanish had the furniture. The Colombian had the clothes area in Petare, like one of the dangerous ghettos of the world, right? And Colombians were like all over it. A lot of people went there, and I know that there's bad and good people, but their nationality doesn't have anything to do. Like we need help now,
Yes. But I do see sometimes the Colombian taxi cab drivers or something, they will give them money, they will buy their gum and stuff.
Yeah.
And it seems like they're trying to help because
because the good people are more.
it's
It's more the ones that try to help than the ones that don't give a damn.
So what else, what are your challenges being here? What's the route to get citizenship here? Is it possible?
Well,
Or do
I
they?
think everything is possible, but when you have the papers. Like I'm illegal right now. That's why I work as an independent, because I've tried to enter into companies to work, and they immediately say yes because of my English, and they see responsibility in the person. But if you don't have the papers, it's just a no.
It's like when in America, certain states, if you don't have your license to cut hair, barber, you can't work because they're strict. So it's the same thing. You can't get a job here legally if you don't have the paperwork.
It doesn't matter how good you are.
Right.
It doesn't matter how good you are, because I think my English is very good, and any company would like to, to have a person like that. And I'm fluent with people. I like talking to people. Customer service. That's what I do, basically.
Right.
And I've tried so hard to obtain a passport, but it's just too much. It's too much.
Is it the money? Is it the paperwork? Do they make it difficult? Do you need assistance from? Oh, okay.
It's just the corruption in there. It's like, how much is a passport in your country?
Well, it's different if you live there and you're born there.
Yeah.
It's just like $90.
Well, in my country, if you want to claim it from here, for them to make it and to send it to you, it's like 3,500 US.
And they might not even give it to you, right?
Like they can rob you. Who are you gonna call for aid? No one. Like right now, I'm trying to gather at least 500 US to obtain it from a good source.
From a good source.
Right?
Right.
Because that's the price. That's what they have it right now.
Well, if you have a Cash App, you're welcome to say it on the channel.
Really?
Yes, because if people might watch it and they might want to help you. So you can say it and then you can text it to me and I'll put it in the details. Because 500 could help, whatever they could send to help. People, there's good people out there. So
I'm just ashamed.
don't be ashamed because people need help.
It's just really hard to gather all the money because they send money to my family for food and all that stuff. So I always spend from what I have.
From your savings.
But I'll give it to you if someone can help. I appreciate it.
It's people. That's one thing about the internet. It's people all over the world. You never know who's gonna watch it.
Exactly.
And you
for
never.
me, it will be a great blessing because in here they help us, giving us with papers, insurance, and everything. Like it's been like 2 years without me going to a doctor's. Like for real. I'm sometimes afraid of falling in the street or having an accident because it's hard for them to see me without papers. Like it has to be a matter of life or death.
That's why I wanted you to tell your story, because there's so much that people just don't know, and they assume everything is not rosy.
And what I would like to say to the whole world, like when you meet a Venezuelan, just judge them by their actions, not because we're Venezuelans, because we don't think like, oh, we're gonna go screw somebody else in another country. No, like we have to go out and do our thing for our family. Or what would you do if it was your position? Like if you had kids or family to feed, you need to go out and work.
People say they will beg, borrow, rob, or steal to take care of their families,
Exactly.
especially their children.
And there's some people trying to do it the right way. For example, me, I'm not perfect or anything. I've done bad things in the way to survive, but I try to be honest and to take care of people, because for me it's more benefits to have friends than enemies.
Right. Build a relationship.
Yeah.
Build a relationship. All right, I think that was pretty good for the first sit down.
Yeah.
And if y'all ever in Medellin and you like a tour, you want to leave your contact information maybe?
Yeah. You can text me on WhatsApp. I don't have an Instagram right now. The number is +57 350 405 9026.
And I'll also put it in the details.
Thank you.
Thank you for your time.
Oh, thank you.
All right. Subscribe, snitches.